Welcome everybody to another episode of the Providence Lucha Talk. I'm your boy Jay Aguila,
And this is Lucito.
and today it's a sad day. It's a sad day, not for WWE. But before we start, Lucito, how you doing today?
I'm good. I came back from vacation. Well rested, sort of. I ended up going to Disney. All my memorabilia stuff that I bought, I ended up getting a lightsaber, which is good. What is that? Lightsaber. I spent way too much. Lightsaber. I bought a BB8, BB6. I think it's the R2D2, but the new R2D2. I bought Infinity Gauntlet. With the stones, Loki staff.
So you had one luggage or two luggage?
I had one luggage. Everything I told them to ship it here, so it should be coming in next week. So maybe we'll, some new stuff to display.
Hopefully, because this wall is about to get decorated real soon.
Yeah.
Except not with that guy. Yeah. F CM Punk right now. So much. But with that being said, make sure you follow us on our social media, on our Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, if we have one, Twitter, YouTube, mostly YouTube, and also our, the podcast app, as well. So let's get the show started. We're going to our reaction to the pay-per-view Clash of the Castle, World Collide, and as well as All Out. Let's start with some good pay-per-view stuff. World Collide basically unified both NXT USA and UK. And, congratulations to the beautiful Mandy Rose. And as well for the guy that Lucito despises, but he is now the face of both, or the unified brand, Braun Strowman, for winning their respective championship match. I think both match was pretty good, pretty excellent. I think besides that one, those two were really the biggest highlight. What's your opinion on World Collide?
I feel the pay-per-view did what it was supposed to do. I know they were trying to, basically this is like the new beginning for NXT. Basically, I feel like they want it. I see now, I guess a week after almost the pay-per-view, I see what they're trying to do with with NXT, because I know NXT UK is basically gone and they're trying to do NXT Europe.
Yes.
So I see what they're doing. So basically, they kind of like relieving everybody who was NXT champion and possibly them becoming the first of the NXT Europe, possibly, or maybe come into the States. Who knows? I see why they picked Braun to be kind of the head of NXT, and also Mandy. I didn't expect Mandy to win it. I thought the NXT UK champion was going to win it, but I see why they chose who they chose. I didn't expect the Pretty Deadly to win the UK and NXT tag team division, but there was a story behind that, which was unfolded on Tuesday.
Yep.
But that was good. I think I like the matches for NXT. I feel the time for NXT, the pay-per-view was good. Comparison to All Out or Clash of Champions, I feel it was enough matches, enough time, and enough time to digest it. It was,
so
I think, overall
World Collide was about 2 hours and change. It was not too long. Clash of the Champions of the Castle, that was about
3 almost.
Close to 4 hours, because the last match between Drew and Roman Reigns took a while. That was like a good 30-minute match. That was, especially with the ending too. I don't know what his new name is going to be, but he's an Uso now. He's no longer solo. He's an Uso. So I'm really excited for the family slowly be completed.
I think we're going to see him most likely on Friday. So tomorrow.
Yeah, tomorrow after this is aired. I'm expecting that he's going to have a new name. He's going to be introduced as an Uso, the youngest or the muscle of the group, because he is the heaviest out of the four. If they could have added a female one, I think the right person to add is Tamina, but I don't think she's really going to take that role. Or if Triple H might have someone else in mind, but we'll see. Yeah. But it was a good match. World Collide. So if I could rank these pay-per-view, right, because we got a lot of wrestling. We had one on Saturday and then 2 on Sunday. It would be World Collide. It would be Clash of Castle, and then it would be All Out. The reason All Out, for all of you AEW fanatic, All Out is at the bottom because the buy-in was okay.
Yeah.
There were some matches that highlighted well.
Yeah,
Pac match.
Yeah, there was some matches that were in the regular pay-per-view that should have been on the buy-in.
Exactly. So the ordering. Listen to our logic before you start critiquing, dumbasses. The orders of the matches. Certain matches should have been in the buyout. Some of the buyout match could have been replaced inside of the actual pay-per-view. Mm-hmm. In my personal opinion. Then you build up. You start up pretty strong with Kenny Omega. And everything else just like snowballed. To me, there was not a lot of hype with other matches until like towards the end where I get to see. Actually, I lied because the tag team match was pretty exciting.
I didn't like that. It was good, but I didn't like it that much.
Hey, the fans loved it.
Yeah.
I love it. It built that spike with people. It was like, the accolade could actually be our champions.
They almost had a couple close a couple of times. Yeah.
Tony didn't pull the trigger.
Yeah.
But if the crowd is telling me, right, like, yes, we're behind them and they're already the face, why not pull the trigger? I would have pulled the trigger.
And we also mentioned it on the last podcast too that like it was almost their time, but I feel like the Keith Lee and Swerve, their title reign, they haven't accomplished too much. And I feel like they got the pop when they got the titles, but they haven't done anything with it yet. Mm-hmm. So people are not with them or against them, but they just don't have no crowd reaction. Their claim have built like rapport with the crowd that they have the following and they like it. So possibly, I think next week or the week after they have
the September 21st in Queens.
They have and in New York they most likely will become the new.
Maybe that's the buildup, but in Chicago, I would have pulled the plug. Okay. I would have pulled the trigger, be like, hey, switch it up. Yeah. They're winning the belt. Because the crowd came out with the new chant. They were behind them the whole time. You saw it around the end of the match. Yeah. Keith Lee will try to do the scissoring. No type of reaction. That means they like Swerve and Keith are now more heel turn, or people are not more in their favor anymore because the momentum is now on
Acclaim,
the Acclaim. And look at what happened last night in Buffalo. Buffalo loved them. Mm-hmm. Buffalo wanted them to actually had a match, but they was like, no, we're just going to wait until we go to Queens, which by all means do that. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Do what you got to do. But at the same time, Tony is not doing a great job when it's coming to these.
Basically booking and owning. That's two different.
Owning, yeah. Let's talk about Tony Storm. Congratulations, being the intern champion. Yeah. A champion with crown, as well as Kenny Omega and the Young Buck. They are the inaugural trio champion. Well deserved.
It was good. It was good while it lasted.
And CM Punk too. Congratulations of winning the belt. Yep. I said congratulations. Tyrell is giving me the thumbs down. I'm with you. I understand you. All right. I feel your frustration. But let's be clear. Ideally, we did not anticipated that one, he was fragile.
Well, he's been fragile since.
Okay, but he was. So according to a lot of articles like Wrestling Talk, Cultaholic, Wrestling, it turns out that CM Punk was wrestling injured. Not the foot. The foot was fine. It was the elbow. The elbow was hurt. And he was in pain, but he went through it. And I give him respect for that because he's a fighter. Yeah. We all know that. He did the UFC. He did all the extreme stuff. We respect that. But John Moxley had to be a prophet because he said, like, your body can't cash out what your words say. It's like, it was there, clear in daylight, and he just... So, CM Punk won the belt, right? Mm-hmm. I'm not gonna even talk about the Casino Royale because that's its own topic. Okay, the Return of the Devil is its own topic. But I want to go straight to the post review, right? The post,
The scrum,
yeah,
the
the
media
scrum,
scrum.
where this man not only bash how the company is run, but now he's calling out people. You know what I'm saying? He be like, yeah, like the way how these people are running this shit doesn't seem like they like, bro. What?
Well, I feel like how you call it. What is it? There's ashes of that's maybe this could be not why Cody left, but Cody leaving keeps making sense more and more. The more things from behind the scenes are coming out to the light.
So are we saying that Kenny and the Young Bucks are just too much, or we're saying that Tony Khan doesn't have
Tony Khan? It's not an owner at the moment. He's not running it like a business. I feel like he's running it as a fan with money that's putting up a show.
He's a spoiled brat.
So I feel like since he doesn't have control over, basically he's not an employer, but like he's not. I feel like they don't have respect for him as a boss, or basically like Vince. Nobody would have pulled something like that on Vince or any other owner. They would have had more control of the situation.
They would have pulled it. They just won't get paid. You know,
but like they would have like at least known about it or something. They would have been part of it rather than be like,
because Vince has that type of record. It's like, yo, you try to pull something on Vince, Vince is going to do something worse to you.
But even when Paul Heyman, like things like that didn't happen. But basically, the people that had ownership of ECW or whichever, they had control of over their like staff or their employers. So they just he just doesn't have, I don't know. And I feel like he did too much too late. So then it was just like, why are you trying to chastise them? Especially, I think that he should have stopped it when CM Punk, when he did the promo on Moxley 2 weeks before the pay-per-view, and he called out Hangman Page. And I'm like, don't you just ruin the pay-per-view, because that's why they had the match the week after when they connected both titles.
CM Punk calling out Hangman Page.
Yeah, and so I was like, you just don't let him go out, or send somebody or whatever. But it's just like he just didn't have control over the staff, and that's not good.
Listen, man, I believe Kenny is usually in charge of the women division, the Young Bucks between the tag team division, and I'm not sure if there's something else. So when it comes to
they basically like EVP, like the executive producers or whatever.
Yeah, but they're in charge of certain division.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You don't see the women division anybody going off script because they respect Kenny.
Yeah.
You don't see no one from the tag team going stupid because they respect the Young Bucks. But nobody.
But there's no plan for the people that they brought from.
Nobody has respect for Tony Khan.
Yeah.
Nobody. Tony Khan is like, he's like that dude who see a girl that he like and be like, oh, you're the most beautiful girl ever, and he romanticizes you, he wins you over, and when he's not able to keep up, you know what I'm saying, with the hype, with the momentum that he first gave with that first impression, because when it comes to first impression, Tony Khan is like so far the king of that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But to keep the relationship going, I think he has some commitment issue.
And I feel like he doesn't know how to. I think he doesn't know how to separate his fandom and his ownership. Because MJF had a thing, because he was like, why you keep, instead of enhancing or booking people that are like from like basically your first staff or like in-house people, instead of like booking them better, you keep bringing people, older wrestlers, which, mind you, marketing is good and merch great, but it's like,
yes.
But it's just like, yes, you're investing money on people that will bring you money on return on investment, but you're putting everybody who was your basically homegrown talent to the side. So they need to decide, especially now before this becomes basically WCW. You're giving like all the top guys, all their TV time and all the money and all the like in-house talent, like.
What we know is the following: CM Punk is going to be out of the picture for about 8 months to recover from his injury. part
Same
of it.
thing, and I think same thing with Christian Cage. I think they reported he's out for 6 or 9 months. So
Yeah, because of his elbow.
Yeah.
So that means the storyline with Jungle Boy is going to be scrap in a different approach. Which Jungle Boy, honestly, I feel like he should be booked better.
Yeah.
You agree with, right? Like his match with Christian Cage.
I think they cut it short because of the CM Punk one, and also they wanted more time for
The ending.
Y2J and Danielson. That came
Bryan
after.
Danielson?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I feel like they wanted more time for those two, and they cut some matches short.
Fine, they cut that short, but again, it's like the booking.
Yeah,
for Jungle Boy as like his own story.
Yeah, he was like hot. He was hot last year. Like he was like your top baby
really
face.
good. He should have been TNT a while ago.
Yeah.
Personally, he should have been TNT. But what we know, again, the Kenny and the Young Bucks, they're suspended indefinitely. I'm assuming they're gonna be back before Full Gear. They'll be back before Full Gear.
They have to drop the title. That literally they dropped the titles both.
That's his own segment. That's his own segment. But with everything that occurred with All Out, it's the reason why I put it at the bottom.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Personally, it's in the bottom because, like what we already discussed, the booking, the storyline, certain matches, I felt like it could have done the night before or the week after.
Oh, the splitter. The All Out should have been night 1, night 2, or something. Would have been smoother, like for matches. It would have been better, like build up or whatever.
Because the buyout started at 7 p.m. Eastern time, and the whole thing ended around like midnight.
It was. We were struggling. I was struggling over here.
Some matches, honestly, like thank God we had shout out to Legit Heat, shout out to the Collaborative Club. If it wasn't for good company, you know what I'm saying, it would have been a rough night.
Yeah,
it would have been a terrible night for us because it was so much to digest. By myself, I would have just been watching other stuff on YouTube and stuff, and then watch the highlight personally. Yeah. But luckily, we had a good group of people. We had good laugh, food, all the good stuff. And now it's just like, what we do now? We will now, wait for the final match. Which, again, the Jon Moxley match was not a bad match because. Me and Jimmy, we were talking about it, and it was like similar to what Brock Lesnar Goldberg in WrestleMania. That the match ended quickly.
Yeah, this one they paced themselves.
Yeah, because CM Punk did his combos like 1, 2, 3. And I thought, okay, all right, shorten it. That's fine. Thank you. You consider my time, but it didn't happen like that. And another thing too, Lucita, please explain to me why, if it's a traditional heavyweight belt, right? There was no there's no stipulation, none of that throughout announced. Why there was no count out? Why the ref didn't count once they started going around the ring and stuff?
Yeah, they AEW, it's not guilty for doing that, but they tend to not enforce that rule. That's one of the things. Like either I don't know if the thing restarts or they give 10 and 10. I don't know what they do, but because it should have been basically Moxley should have stayed champion because it would have been DQ.
He would have been
count out, not count out,
count out, DQ, whatever was the circum. It was like I just don't understand that. Personally, I just didn't understand that, and I was like, all right, I'm you're losing me. And then they go back into the ring, they start doing the build up again, and it's like, wait, CM Punk just had a momentum. You know what I'm saying? He did GTS on Moxley, like either put him to rest or you make it interesting, like show me something different, show me a different move that I have not seen in a long time. But did we get that?
But neither of them have like a diverse moveset either. That's the thing. Because I would say they do the regular stunt basically.
But if they've been doing it for a long time,
I
mean, you could have done the Falcon Air.
No,
Falcon
because that's Seth. I would say for CM Punk, the only thing he does is
Three Amigos.
The elbow drop. He does the Anaconda Vice, GTS, and Moxley does basically the choke that he does. He goes from the second rope and does a clothesline, and what else? And he does the his finisher.
The DDT, yeah,
Like,
whatever is the new name.
He does one regular one and like an extreme one.
Yeah.
To finish people off.
Yeah,
but it's like
an extreme DDT.
they both have like limited like.
But if we were doing a wrestling match, right, and you shown your 3 best move, right, wouldn't be like, all right, we got to improvise now. All right, I'm gonna do some suplex on you. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna like do some belly to belly. Like John Moxley could easily done belly to belly on CM Punk a couple of times just to like make your interest be like, oh shoot, I never seen that before. Give me a different reaction. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, no,
they did not improvise. They did not work well in that aspect, which is what disappointed me. You know what I'm saying? In the first 3 moves that CM Punk did, I was like, I was with Tyrell. I was like, all right, CM Punk is about to win this, but it was, you know what I'm saying? There was a momentum. Yeah. But when you start to drag things out, like I'm doing right now in this conversation, bro, that's what that match did to us.
I would say for me, All Out, I would, because you mentioned you said you had Wars Collide, basically 1, Clash of Castle 2, and All Out 3. I would say I will not tied, but I will say like 1 Wars Collide and basically 2 A and B, because neither Clash of Castle and All Out for me didn't make, because 1 was too long and the other one didn't have matches that interest me. So for me, it was just like 1 have stuff the other one didn't have, and vice versa.
We didn't go too much in Clash of the Castle. Okay, the Roman Reigns and Drew McIntyre, it had a lot of build up. You know, that's something I was hoping to see with the John Moxley and CM Punk being announced for another rematch after a week that they already united the belt. So Drew and Roman did their thing. Like you guys see, those who follow me on social media, you saw our reaction. I was with Luminous View, and we were just having the ball with that last match. The Riddle match, that didn't really do much for me.
The one that was like the match for me, the matchup for that, it was the Gunther and Sheamus one. That one stole the show.
He was so close in getting the IC, so close. And that was the show of the night. And Dominique, hey, give yourself a round of applause. Cause
he's about time.
He's been seeing it for weeks since we've been doing this live in person. He's been saying Dominique is going to turn. He's going to turn. I was like, all right. And
he needs to.
And the fat lady sang and the pig flew. And I was like, all right.
He needed that. And also good for him that. So let's see what he does by himself now. I think it reminds me. I think I've seen a bunch of memes and stuff of Eddie and China. So it kind of has a similar resemblance. So I don't know if it's gonna be. Let's see what Triple H does with the story. If it's gonna be part of.
It's gonna be recycled. He's gonna recycle some old stuff.
So I don't know if it's gonna be something like that, or he's gonna Mysterio is not gonna take the Judgment Day destroy from within, kind of like how Randy Orton has done. I don't think he's able to hold that story, but 2 ways he could take it. To basically take the Judgment Day and kind of like run with that, or take down the Judgment Day from within.
I don't know. It like with Rhea Ripley, it's like the one person that is just like
she has a stronghold on him.
Yeah, that's the boss. Yeah. That's the boss out of the group right now. So I don't know how he's gonna defeat her. Yeah, in a sense. True. That's why World Collide I put in second is just like the story has been consistent. Some matches was not too favorable. I agree with you. I just think compared to All Out, I understand I don't like lengthy.
Yeah, that was it was just way too long.
It was just too lengthy. It was just a little bit over too much. I would have been okay with the Y2J versus Daniel Bryan.
That could have been the opener.
I would have been okay with the trio. I would have been okay.
This is every title match. Every title match and add Y2J in the set. So it would have had the Fatal 4, the trios.
Warlow,
the tag team.
Yeah, because the tag team, the actual the FTR in
that could have been
match. That was not a bad match. It was quick. It was quick.
But it was that's a missed opportunity. You could have had a TNT championship and a tag team championship match. And it's just like, okay, it is what it is. But
they had a tag team, but you're referring to
FTR. Like if they had their own individual, like basically if they were made All Out at like Clash of Champions type of thing, like all that.
That's a really good approach. Yeah.
But it was just like you just
Because
throwing
if
matches there.
WWE is not going to use the word Clash of Champions,
I think they have Battle of the Belts. That's what they have.
if they didn't do Battle of the Belts, like that was your green light to be like, all right, we're gonna pull all the which they did, but it was just not well built.
And the Jade one, it was funny because everybody was like, we had a mixed crowd, but we knew it as soon as Jade dressed up as the She-Hulk. I'm like, she got it. We just like just by her entrance, I was like, she got it. 37 and out.
First of all, shout out to the person who did the outfit and the effect on her. The beautiful, wow, that was brilliant. That was truly brilliant. I thought Athena really was going to. I was on the side of Athena, be like, yeah, she's going to win this. She was going to win this, but seeing how the match was,
not even the match. She just walked out. I'm like, we were like, she won it.
I was paying attention to the match because she took care of the henchmen, right? And as soon as they're going towards the freaking,
she did in the ring. She did three Eclipse. And she almost had her. But it was just like, for me, it was just like.
It was too soon.
Yeah, for me, it was just like, you not make an entrance, but it's like, she just beat her at the entrance. Like, she hasn't even stepped 1 foot into the ring, and she already won. It's her match to lose, basically.
Yeah, there was that vibe. Yeah. There was that vibe, which I was like, all right, Athena, you're not the one. I see you as Ember Moon. I predict she's going to be Ember Moon again real soon. That's my prediction. So, but yeah, going back to what you were saying, AEW could have pulled all the belts. Yeah. Put the Y2J match, 3.5 hour long after the buy-in, and I would have been satisfied, but that did not happen. So
it was tough. I don't know. And it was just, I don't know. I was so drained. Literally, when we finished, I was like,
it was exhausting.
And it was when we started watching the pay-per-view, I think we'll get to it eventually. The casino battle royale, we was like, what mode? Like, it was okay. Then when it ended, we were so exhausted. So it was just like too extreme. It was like, I wanted to watch a paper, especially this. Last year was great. And the year before that, I wanted to like build reactions to it or like start with a good note and end on a good note. No, this one was just like, they just didn't know how to put it together. So